service, ultimately leading me to the career role leading now the Solid Waste Management Administration. Now I get to pay it forward by having the honor of helping others access similar opportunities. Many of my colleagues begin their careers through this program and have gone on to begin and build stable lives, raise families, purchase homes, and seeing their children pursue careers in public service. Thank you, Mayor Bowser. Thanks to Mayor Bowser's commitment to second chances and workforce development, we will continue to open doors to change lives for individuals seeking meaningful work in public service. Thank you, and now it is my pleasure to introduce the Mayor of the District of Columbia, Muriel Bowser.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning, boys and girls. Good morning, DPW. I want to welcome everybody to beautiful Ward 3, and thank you for joining me to help kick off this year's leaf collection season. So I want to thank Nikki Warnique West. Give Nikki a big round of applause. That's a great DPW story. I want to thank the Friends of Hearst Park. Give them a big round of applause for everything that they do to keep this community and this park looking great and making sure that it is being cared for year-round. And I want to thank Director Crispino and the entire DPW team. Give DPW a big round of applause. So every fall and winter, DPW crews with more than 200 seasonal employees head out across all 8 wards to collect thousands of tons of leaves. They keep our streets and sidewalks clean and safe during this very important season. So this year's leaf collection begins Monday, November 3rd, right after Halloween weekend. And here's what residents need to know to make sure everything goes smoothly. Visit dpw.dc.gov/leaf to find out which section you're in when collection is estimated to happen in your zone. That site will be updated weekly with the latest schedule. And you can also sign up for our newsletter or download the My DPW app to get reminders. When it's your turn, rake your leaves into the tree box or the curb in front of your home. And you can use paper bags if you like, but DPW does not collect leaves that are in plastic bags. And that's really what we need from you. Check your leaf collection zone, sign up for updates from DPW, and get your leaves out to the tree box or curbside. And there's actually one more thing. We want more people to utilize our composting program. We have the curbside composting program, which is amazing. If you're not part of that program, there are 31 food waste drop-off bins across all 8 wards that are open 24/7. These bins have been a huge success and collect an average of 55,000 pounds of food scraps every single month. In fact, this coming year, we're expanding composting in the district by increasing to 50 bins citywide and adding 3,000 more households to our curbside program. Composting our food scraps is good for the environment. It's also good for keeping food waste out of your garbage cans. So before I bring Director Crispino up, let me thank you once again, DPW, for your hard work in the hard days ahead, but always having a smile on your face while serving DC residents and keeping our city clean and beautiful. So with that, I am going to turn to Director Crispino for remarks.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor Bowser. I appreciate the support both you and City Administrator Donahue have provided to ensure our employees have everything they need for a productive leaf collection season. Right now, DPW crews are completing their onboarding and training process and will begin collecting leaves, as the mayor indicated, on November 3rd, with 2 passes in each residential neighborhood through February. In about a week, residents who receive trash and recycling services from DPW will receive a leaf collection brochure, which will indicate their neighborhood section and anticipated timelines of when they can expect their first pass this season. Residents can also find out what leaf section they live in by visiting our website at dpw.dc.gov/leaf. Residents also receive up-to-date collection information when they sign up for our newsletter at dpw.dc.gov/DPW newsletter. Download the My DPW app from the Google Play or Apple app stores. Call the Leaf line at 202-671-LEAF, which is 5323, and by following us on X and Facebook. Using these channels will give residents 10 days notice of their leaf collection week and a reminder when it's time for them to rake out their leaves. Once it's time to rake out, residents are reminded to deposit their leaves into the closest tree box or onto the curb line in front of their homes. As the mayor indicated, residents can use compostable bags, but the crews cannot accept anything left in plastic trash bags. This season, I am pleased to report several operational changes that should improve the efficiency of the program over last year's operations. New for this year are 2 one-armed vacuum trucks, which will allow our crews to better handle small streets and respond to 311 service requests. And while we have the same number of employees this year in the program, more have commercial driver's licenses, which allow them to both operate the trucks and the vacuums at the same time. This will mean fewer delays and smoother operations throughout the season. Our leaf operations are consistent with the district's sustainability efforts. The leaves we collect throughout the season are combined with the holiday trees and greenery we will collect after Christmas and are turned into mulch that is provided free to the residents. It's just one of the many ways that DPW puts organic waste to good use. In addition to the leaf collection program, residents can compost through our 12 food waste drop-off sites at farmers markets throughout the district. There's one in at least every ward. We're also entering our 3rd year of the residential food waste collection program, in which 9,000 residents participate. Thanks to Mayor Bowser's Grow DC budget, DPW will also be able to add 3,000 more households to the program this year, which further reduces the amount of food that's in the waste stream, reduces rodent activity across the district, and moves us closer to our zero waste goals. Between our residential food collection program and our longstanding public food drop-off program, the district surpassed 3 million pounds directed towards composting last fiscal year. But we aren't stopping there. Earlier this year, we rolled out 30 public food waste smart bins citywide, and we'll be adding 20 more this year, making the district one of the national leaders in the expansion of this technology. I encourage residents to visit zerowastedc.gov to locate participating food waste drop-off sites, to find a smart bin near them, and to figure out how to use it, or to join the waste list for food collection at their home. When we all do our part, DPW doesn't just manage trash, we create value from it. I want to close out by acknowledging the leaf teams. They will be out raking, blowing, and vacuuming, and mechanically sweeping leaves every day until the end of February. You are the backbone of DPW's largest seasonal operation, and I truly appreciate your dedication. Your hard work doesn't go unrecognized, and Warnique West is a great example that when you show up, learn, and lead, there's no limit to how far you can go. That concludes my remarks, and following questions, the mayor and I will begin smashing pumpkins in the bin to my left. Thank you again, Mayor.
Thank you. All right, we're going to be smashing some pumpkins, boys and girls. So that means, just a reminder to the boys and girls and all the families out there, is that you don't have to put your pumpkins in the trash. They can be composted, and it's a good thing to compost because then we can use those materials again. So before we do that, we will take a few questions. Any questions? Yes.
Good morning. I'd like to see you smash the pumpkin first. You know, all these collection programs and things, you know, you've talked about the city being open during this government shutdown, but you know, you look around and the museum is closed and the streets are quiet. I'm just wondering if you'd like to share any updated remarks about what's going on Capitol Hill.
Well, obviously, we need the Congress to get open, to reopen the government so that the critical programs and services of the nation can be offered. We know that federal employees are going without pay all across the country. Essential employees are required to work and are going without pay, and soon people will go without critical food benefits across the nation. And so it's very critical that the Congress get to work and get the government open. Any other questions? Yes.
If I could just follow up on that, you mentioned critical food benefits. Can you talk about what the plans are in D.C. for SNAP recipients who might lose those benefits if the federal shutdown continues?
I really can't say anything right now, Mark, because we're very hopeful that there's some solutions on the Hill. We know that the federal government, this is a federal program. We have a very small part of it that is a local responsibility, and we need the federal government to do its part.
If I could have just two other off topics. One quickly, I know you went to the Dallas game. Do you plan on going to the game in Spain, the Commanders game?
I haven't made any plans to do that, but that may change.
And then I will apologize in advance that you'll get tired of this question if you haven't already.
Well, you can move on then.
I think you know me better than that.
I do.
What can you tell us about just your timeline for making a decision about your future as mayor? You have to have been reading the papers. You know people are kind of jockeying for that position, kind of waiting on you to make a decision.
Nobody has to wait on me to make any decision. And so, Mark, I've run for a long time, a number of times, and my process is always the same. If I want, I tell voters what I'm going to do when I know what I'm going to do, and I'm ready to tell voters. And that will be my process this time. People should know, however, that petitions don't become available for this race, I think, until January.
Oh, just a quick follow-up as well, off topic, if you might. When we were talking about the 30-day period of federal surge, and we know that there are still some officers here in addition to the National Guard, you had mentioned that there was a task force that you had set up to sort of get you out of the surge and get you out of the emergency, and that would take kind of course after that. I'm just wondering if you could share any updates about how that task force is doing.
Well, we call it our Emergency Operations Center. You might often or also hear me refer to it as an IMT, which is known as an Incident Management Team, and that's kind of our Homeland Security structure that we use to support emergencies. And that's going well. We have a regular cadence of check-ins. Our agency or kind of cluster point of contact continues to be the Deputy Mayor for Public Safety and Justice. There is a task force associated with the president's efforts that's largely made up of law enforcement personnel, and that's different, and we liaise with that task force.
So there's a city and federal?
Yes, yes.
But continuing to work together, fair to say?
Yes.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay, sounds good. Thank you, everybody.